The church bells tolled like a death knell as Lennon Harrington stood at the altar, her white gown a suffocating shroud of expectation. In that frozen moment, as the priest intoned vows of eternal fidelity, Lennon's eyes locked onto the back pew where Jordan Reyes sat, her face a mask of quiet devastation. And then in a surge of unbridled impulse Jordan stood, her voice cutting through the hushed congregation like a blade. "Stop this farce, she loves me, not him." Gasps rippled through the ornate cathedral in downtown Manhattan, where New York's elite had gathered to witness the union of two powerful families. Lennon's fiancé, Michael, a polished investment banker handpicked by her parents, turned to her with eyes wide in betrayal. Her father, Senator Harrington, rose from his front row seat, his face reddening with fury that threatened to unravel decades of carefully curated political alliances. Lennon's mind raced back to how it all began 6 months earlier, in the sterile boardroom of Harrington Enterprises. As CEO, she had built the company into a tech powerhouse, her every decision calculated to uphold the family legacy. But that day, during a pitch for a new marketing campaign, Jordan entered as the lead graphic designer from a boutique firm. With her tousled dark hair, piercing green eyes, and a confidence that bordered on defiance, Jordan presented concepts that weren't just innovative. They were revolutionary, mirroring Lennon's hidden desires for authenticity in a world of facades. Their first real conversation happened after the meeting, in the elevator descending to the lobby. "Your ideas are bold," Lennon said, her voice steady despite the flutter in her chest. "But boldness can be risky in this industry." Jordan smirked, leaning against the wall. "Risk is what makes life worth living, Miss Harrington. Or do you prefer playing it safe?" The doors opened but neither moved, the air thick with unspoken challenge. That evening, Lennon found herself at a gallery opening in Chelsea, drawn by an invitation Jordan had casually mentioned. Amidst abstract paintings that screamed emotion, Jordan appeared, glass of wine in hand. "Didn't peg you for the art scene," she teased. Lennon, usually armored in designer suits, felt exposed in her cocktail dress. "I needed a break from spreadsheets." Their talk flowed from art to ambitions, revealing cracks in Lennon's perfect veneer. Jordan spoke openly of her past. A broken engagement when she came out as lesbian, the freedom it brought despite the pain. As weeks turned to stolen lunches and late-night texts, Lennon grappled with feelings she had buried since college. Her family, rooted in conservative values, had always emphasized duty over desire. "Harringtons don't indulge weaknesses," her mother would say, echoing through Lennon's mind during their first kiss in Jordan's loft apartment overlooking the Hudson. It was tentative at first, then consuming, a release of years of repression. But guilt followed like a shadow. "This can't go public," Lennon whispered afterward. "My position, my family, they'd destroy everything." Jordan understood, or tried to. She had faced her own battles. A devout Catholic upbringing in Brooklyn, where her parents disowned her after she brought home her first girlfriend. Now at 28, she lived unapologetically, her art a conduit for the stories society silenced. "I won't push you," she promised Lennon. "But hiding eats at you. I've seen it." The relationship deepened in secrecy. Weekend getaways to upstate cabins, where they hiked trails and shared dreams. Lennon confessing her fear of disappointing her father, Jordan revealing scars from societal rejection. Yet cracks formed. Lennon's mother, Evelyn, began pressing about marriage. "Michael is perfect for you. Secure the alliance." Lennon resisted at first, but the pressure mounted during a family dinner at their Hamptons estate. "Our name means something," Senator Harrington boomed. "Don't squander it on whims." Torn, Lennon distanced herself from Jordan, canceling dates with flimsy excuses. Jordan confronted her in a coffee shop near Central Park. "Is this about us or them?" she demanded, eyes glistening. Lennon's heart ached. "It's both. I can't lose everything." The argument escalated, Jordan accusing her of cowardice, Lennon retorting that Jordan didn't understand real stakes. They parted in anger, but the pull remained. Reconciliation came during a stormy night when Lennon showed up at Jordan's door, soaked and desperate. "I need you," she admitted. They rebuilt, but the secrecy weighed heavier. Lennon's engagement to Michael was announced in the New York Times, a strategic move to bolster her father's re-election campaign. Jordan learned from the paper, her world shattering. "How could you?" she texted. Lennon's reply. It's just business. You're my heart. But hearts don't compartmentalize easily. Jordan's art suffered. Her pieces turned darker, reflecting betrayal. Lennon threw herself into work, but nightmares plagued her. Visions of exposure, disgrace. At a charity gala they crossed paths. Jordan, there as a guest artist, pulled Lennon into a alcove. End it or I will. Lennon pleaded for time, but Jordan's resolve hardened. Now at the wedding, Jordan's outburst hung in the air. Michael stepped back, whispering, "Is this true?" Lennon's voice failed her. Senator Harrington stormed the aisle, grabbing Jordan's arm. "Get out, you deviant." Chaos erupted. Guests murmuring, phones recording. Lennon finally spoke, her voice trembling. "Dad, stop. She's telling the truth." The fallout was immediate. Michael left the church without a word. The alliance dissolved. Evelyn collapsed in tears, accusing Lennon of selfishness. As security escorted Jordan away, their eyes met one last time. Love mingled with regret. Lennon stood alone at the altar, the weight of her choices crashing down. What had she sacrificed for a truth she could no longer deny? In the days following the wedding debacle, Lennon's world unraveled like a poorly knit sweater. Harrington Enterprises stock plummeted 15% overnight. Investors spooked by the scandal splashed across tabloids. CEO's secret lesbian affair derails dynasty wedding. Her phone buzzed incessantly, reporters, board members, distant relatives all demanding explanations. But the hardest call was from her father, his voice icy over the line. "You've humiliated us. Fix this or you're out." Lennon barricaded herself in her penthouse overlooking Central Park, the city lights mocking her isolation. Jordan hadn't responded to her frantic messages. "Please talk to me," Lennon typed for the umpteenth time. Silence. She replayed the scene in her mind. Jordan's brave stand, the congregation's judgmental stares. Had she been selfish, stringing Jordan along while clinging to her facade? Flashbacks haunted her. Their first real date, disguised as a business dinner, at a discreet Italian spot in Greenwich Village. Jordan had laughed freely, sharing stories of her immigrant parents' struggles. They came from Mexico with nothing, built a life here. But when I told them about me, it was like I erased all that. Lennon had reached across the table, fingers brushing. "I'm sorry. My family's not much better. Old money, older prejudices." The intimacy grew, but so did the risks. Once, during a late-night walk in Brooklyn, a colleague spotted them holding hands. Lennon panicked, dropping Jordan's hand like it burned. "We can't be seen," she hissed. Jordan's face fell. "Ashamed of me?" The argument spilled into Jordan's studio, canvases surrounding them like witnesses. "No, of what they'll think," Lennon admitted. They made up, but the wound lingered. Now alone, Lennon faced the board's emergency meeting via video call. "This personal matter has become a liability," the chairman intoned. "Resign or we'll vote you out." Lennon fought back, citing her track record. Tripling profits, innovative expansions. But whispers of instability echoed. She bought time, promising a PR overhaul. Desperate for solace, Lennon drove to Jordan's loft in Williamsburg. The door opened to a disheveled Jordan, eyes red from crying. "What do you want?" she snapped. Lennon stepped inside, the space cluttered with unfinished paintings depicting fractured hearts. "I ended it with Michael. For good." Jordan crossed her arms. "Too late. You chose them over us." The confrontation escalated. Jordan accused Lennon of using her as an escape, never intending to commit. "You paraded that ring while we snuck around like criminals," Lennon countered. "I was protecting us. My family controls everything, my job, my life." Tears flowed as they hashed out months of resentment. Jordan revealed she had considered outing Lennon earlier but held back out of love. "But watching you at that altar, I couldn't let you destroy yourself." They parted unresolved, Jordan slamming the door. Lennon returned home to find her mother waiting. Evelyn, elegant in pearls, sat rigidly. "How could you do this to us? Your father's campaign is in ruins. Opponents are calling him a hypocrite on family values." Lennon exploded. "What about my values? I've lived a lie for you." Evelyn recoiled. "This phase. It's unnatural. Think of the children you'll never have." The word stung, dredging up Lennon's internal conflict. She had always wanted a family, but societal norms clashed with her truth. That night, she researched support groups, stumbling upon stories of others who lost everything for authenticity. Inspired, she scheduled a press conference. Meanwhile, Jordan grappled with her own demons. At a gallery show, her latest piece, an abstract of two women entangled in thorns, drew praise but also questions. A critic probed, "This seems personal. Betrayal." Jordan nodded vaguely, but inside she questioned her outburst. Had she ruined Lennon's life out of spite? Her best friend Mia urged reconciliation. "You love her. Fight for it, not against it." Jordan reached out first, a tentative text. "Coffee." They met in a neutral cafe in Midtown. Tension hung heavy. "I'm sorry for the scene," Jordan said. "But I'm not sorry for the truth." Lennon nodded. It needed to happen. But now what? They discuss futures. Lennon facing board ouster. Jordan dealing with renewed family estrangement after the news hit. Her parents called, voices laced with disappointment. "We thought you were past this sin," her mother said. Jordan hung up, heart heavy. "They'll never accept me," she told Lennon later during a walk in the park. Lennon squeezed her hand publicly for the first time. "Then we'll build our own acceptance." But challenges mounted. Lennon's father cut her off financially, revoking trust funds. "Prove you're worthy without us," he snarled. At work, allies deserted her. A rival executive plotted her downfall. Jordan faced backlash too. Clients pulled out, citing controversy. "Is loving you worth this?" Jordan whispered one night, as they lay in bed, the city humming below. Lennon's press conference arrived. Standing before flashing cameras, she declared, "My personal life is mine, but I owe transparency. I'm gay, and I've hurt people by hiding it." The room buzzed. Questions flew. Will this affect the company? Regrets. Lennon held firm, but inside doubt gnawed. Had she traded one prison for another? The press conference ignited a media firestorm, polarizing public opinion. Supporters hailed Lennon as a trailblazer. Detractors labeled her a fraud. Harrington Enterprises offices became a battleground. Protests outside, with signs reading "Love Wins," clashing against "Family First." Inside, the board convened for a vote. Lennon presented her case. "My leadership hasn't changed. Judge me on results, not rumors." But the vote was close. She retained her position by a slim margin with conditions, mandatory PR counseling and diversity initiatives. Relief was short-lived. Her father's campaign suffered. Polls dipped as opponents exploited the scandal. He confronted her at the family brownstone on the Upper East Side. "You've cost me everything I built," he thundered. Lennon stood her ground. "What about what you've cost me? Years of pretending." He paused, vulnerability flickering. "I thought I was protecting you from a harsh world." For the first time they talked honestly. His own repressed regrets from a rigid upbringing. But reconciliation felt distant. He left with a warning. Choices have consequences. Jordan, meanwhile, navigated her own fallout. Her art sales spiked from notoriety, but personal tolls mounted. Old friends distanced themselves, whispering about drama queens. Worse, her ex-girlfriend resurfaced, offering support, laced with ulterior motives. At a bar in the East Village, the ex-Sarah cornered her. "Lennon is high maintenance. Come back to someone who gets you." Jordan rebuffed her, but seeds of doubt sprouted. The couple's relationship strained under scrutiny. Paparazzi stalked them, turning simple dates into spectacles. During a dinner in Soho, a photographer snapped intrusive photos. Lennon snapped back, "Leave us alone." Jordan pulled her away. "This is the price of visibility." Later, in Jordan's studio, they argued. "You dragged me into this," Lennon accused. Jordan fired back. "You hid us like a dirty secret." Makeup followed, passionate and raw. They committed to therapy, attending sessions in a discreet office near Times Square. The therapist probed, "What fears drive your decisions?" Lennon admitted terror of abandonment. Jordan confessed resentment from past rejections. Progress was slow, punctuated by breakthroughs, like Lennon inviting Jordan to a company event as her partner. But betrayal loomed. Lennon's rival at work, Greg, leaked internal emails suggesting she prioritized personal drama over business. The board reconvened. Desperate, Lennon investigated, discovering Greg's ties to her father's political enemies. "This is sabotage," she told Jordan over late-night strategy sessions. Jordan, drawing on her creative mind, helped uncover evidence. A forged document trail. Confronting Greg in the boardroom, Lennon presented proof. "You're fired," she declared, voice steel. The victory bolstered her, but at a cost. Trust in colleagues eroded. Jordan faced her own trial. Her parents showed up unannounced. "We saw the news," her father said stiffly. "Is this who you are?" Jordan nodded, tears welling. "Yes, and I won't change." Her mother hugged her tentatively. "We miss you." It was a fragile bridge, but a start. As months passed, the couple deepened their bond amid adversity. A weekend in the Catskills offered respite, hiking, sharing vulnerabilities. "I almost lost you," Lennon murmured by a campfire. Jordan smiled. "But you chose us." Yet, societal pressures persisted. At a pride event in Washington Square Park, they marched hand in hand, but hecklers shouted slurs, reminding them of lingering hate. Lennon's mother reached out, inviting them to brunch. Evelyn's demeanor was guarded. "I don't understand, but I want to try." Conversation was awkward, questions about lifestyle, Jordan patiently explaining. Lennon defended fiercely when needed. Leaving, Evelyn whispered to Lennon, "She makes you happy. That's something." It was progress, but Lennon wondered if full acceptance was possible. Highs mingled with lows. Jordan's gallery opening showcased a series inspired by their story. Canvases of resilience amid chaos. Critics raved, sales soared. But envy crept in. Lennon, buried in work, missed the event due to a crisis. Jordan felt neglected. "You're slipping back into old habits," she accused during a heated call. The argument peaked when Lennon discovered Jordan had confided in Sarah about their issues. "It's nothing," Jordan insisted. "Just venting." Lennon felt betrayed. "How can I trust you?" They separated temporarily, Lennon crashing at a hotel, Jordan drowning in her art. Reflection hit hard, Lennon realizing her control issues stemmed from fear, Jordan acknowledging her impulsive streak. Reunion came via a heartfelt letter from Jordan. "We deserve better than half-lives." They met at their first-date restaurant, vowing transparency. But external forces plotted. Senator Harrington, facing election defeat, publicly disavowed Lennon in an interview. "My daughter's choices are her own. I stand for traditional values." The statement stung like a slap. Lennon confronted him at campaign headquarters. "You're throwing me under the bus for votes?" He sighed. "Politics is ruthless. You knew that." The exchange forced Lennon to question her loyalty. Had family ever truly supported her? She walked away, resolve hardening. With Election Day looming, the rift with her father deepened. Lennon channeled energy into the company, launching a LGBTQ+ initiative, scholarships, inclusive policies. It garnered positive press, stocks rebounding. But personally, wounds festered. Jordan supported her, organizing a surprise dinner with allies, friends who stood by them. "We're your family now," Mia toasted. Yet moral dilemmas arose. A major client, conservative-leaning, threatened to pull out unless Lennon toned down her advocacy. "Business is business," the exec said. Lennon faced a choice: compromise or stand firm. In a late-night debate with Jordan, passions flared. "If you cave, what was all this for?" Jordan argued. Lennon agreed, rejecting the client. Integrity over profit. The decision cost millions but earned respect. Jordan's career flourished, but temptations tested her. A prestigious fellowship in Europe offered escape from scrutiny. "It's a dream," she told Lennon. "But leaving you." Lennon encouraged her. "Go. We'll make it work." Inside, fear gnawed, distance could fracture them. Jordan declined, prioritizing their relationship. "You're my dream now." Societal backlash intensified. Online trolls harassed them, death threats, doxing. They hired security, lives altered. During a walk in Battery Park, a stranger spat slurs. Jordan confronted him. "Love isn't your business." Lennon pulled her back, heart pounding. "Is this worth it?" she whispered later. Jordan nodded. "Freedom always is." Family dynamics shifted. Evelyn invited them for Thanksgiving in the Hamptons. Tension simmered. Senator Harrington absent, campaigning. Relatives whispered, but Evelyn silenced them. Lennon is family. Over turkey stories emerged. Evelyn's own unfulfilled dreams, suppressed for duty. Don't repeat my mistakes, she advised. Jordan bonded with cousins, sharing art tips. It wasn't perfect, but healing began. Her father's election loss hit hard. Blaming Lennon, he lashed out in a drunken call. You ruined me. Lennon hung up, tears flowing. Jordan held her. He ruined himself. Therapy helped Lennon process, recognizing his narcissism, forgiving without forgetting. A turning point came when Jordan proposed a joint project, an art installation on queer visibility, funded by Harrington Enterprises. Merge our worlds, she suggested. Lennon agreed, the collaboration therapeutic. Planning sessions revealed depths, Jordan's fear of abandonment, Lennon's control issues. They navigated conflicts, emerging stronger. But a final betrayal struck. Sarah spurned leaked private texts to the press. Intimate details twisted into scandal. Headlines screamed, CEO's lover's secrets exposed. Jordan devastated. How could she? Lennon mobilized lawyers, suing for privacy invasion. The ordeal tested trust. Jordan withdrew, questioning loyalties. Confronting Sarah at her apartment, Jordan demanded. Why? Sarah sneered. You chose her over me. Jordan walked away, closure bittersweet. Back with Lennon, they rebuilt walls higher, but intimacy suffered. We can't let this break us, Lennon urged. As winter blanketed New York, they attended a support gala for LGBTQ+ rights. Networking, Lennon reconnected with old mentors, gaining endorsements. Jordan networked artists, inspiring collaborations. On the rooftop after Under Snowfall, they shared a quiet moment. We've paid dearly, Lennon said. Jordan replied. But we've gained more. The senator reached rock bottom, post-loss depression. Evelyn called Lennon. He needs you. At the hospital, he lay frail. I'm sorry, he whispered. I was wrong. Lennon forgave tentatively. Prove it. He began therapy, slowly accepting. Spring brought renewal, but scars remained. Lennon and Jordan moved in together. A cozy brownstone in Greenwich Village symbolizing commitment. Daily life blended routines. Lennon's board meetings, Jordan's studio sessions. Conflicts arose, like when Lennon's workaholism clashed with Jordan's spontaneity, but communication bridged gaps. Professionally, triumphs mounted. Harrington Enterprises thrived under inclusive branding, attracting diverse talent. Jordan's installation debuted at MoMA, drawing crowds, pieces narrating their journey, evoking empathy. Reviews praised, raw, resonant. The opening night, with family attending, marked unity. Senator Harrington, post-therapy, shook Jordan's hand. Impressive work. Yet, ethical quandaries persisted. A bill in Congress targeted LGBTQ+ rights. Lennon lobbied against it, using her platform. Her father, now retired, supported quietly. A donation here, a call there. Making amends, he said. Jordan volunteered at shelters, aiding youth facing rejection, channeling pain into purpose. Personal growth deepened. Lennon joined a coming-out support group, sharing her story. Hiding cost me years, she confessed. Jordan reconciled further with her parents, holiday visits awkward but improving. Love takes time, her mother admitted. A crisis tested their bond. Jordan's health scare. A lump, benign after biopsy. Waiting for results, they confronted mortality. If something happens, know I chose you fully, Jordan said. Lennon replied. We're in this together. The relief strengthened them, prompting talks of marriage, legal, symbolic. They wed quietly in Central Park, surrounded by true allies. Vows echoed sacrifices. Through betrayal and awakening, I choose you. Honeymoon in Maine offered peace. Beach walks, future dreams. Kids. Jordan mused. Lennon smiled. Adoption. We'll break cycles. Back in the city, life normalized, but memories lingered. Lennon reflected on costs. Lost alliances, strained relations. Jordan on gains, authenticity, love. At a dinner party, debates arose. Friends questioning if outing was right. Necessary evil, Jordan argued. Lennon pondered. Or inevitable truth? Years condensed into moments of quiet triumph. Lennon mentored young executives, promoting diversity. Jordan taught workshops, empowering artists. Their story inspired. A book deal offered but declined. Some things are private, they agreed. In the end, as they sat on their stoop watching the world pass, Lennon turned to Jordan. Was it all worth it? Jordan kissed her. Every scar. But was Lennon's initial deception a necessary shield against an unforgiving world? Or did it only prolong inevitable pain that honesty could have averted?